Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Platinum Mastermind JV Mastermind call. This is for 31st of July 2019. Now, I'm going to be running some training for this session. I've been getting feedback from a lot of you in the group in terms of um, number one, finding the right clients or targeting the right clients. Number two, convincing those clients convincing those prospects to become clients. So, I've showed a number of strategies that even I still use today, even being quite well known at what I do. And I'm always testing, right? I'm always doing different sort of tests with different scripts just to show you what works and what doesn't work. Um, and a lot of you still are trying to close cold prospects on your larger services, which is not really the way to do it. Um, Two of the things actually one of the main things that I discuss and we've seen in the training is the RIA strategy, which is the results in advance, which is basically someone I learned from Frank Kern, which is basically you give them some results in advance, okay, to prove to them that the concept works and that working together is good for them, and you get the results, and then obviously you close them on working with you over a longer term period. Okay, so that is the best strategy to use. So I think a lot of you need to stop trying to chase the money from prospects to start off with. You need to build that relationship, and you need to basically convince them and get your foot in the door, right? So this is what this training is going to be about, showing you exactly what the foot in the door strategy, how it works, and also how I've also not only used it for so many years, but I used it again literally just last week. Okay, and I'll show you exactly what I've done. And I just want you to basically copy it. So let's begin. So what is a foot in the door strategy? So basically, it's an irresistible offer, right? That converts a prospect into a client, right? So just think about that for a second. You know, it's an irresistible offer that converts a prospect into a client. The offer has to be so good and so irresistible that that prospect eventually becomes a client, right? And that prospect says yes to what you're offering and then becomes a client. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So when a prospect takes up your foot in the door offer, they're 20 times more likely to become a client, right? So I always say to you guys, you need to get your foot in the door. That's the most important thing. You need to get someone to put their hand up and say, yes, I'm interested, and then get your foot in the door to get them to experience what you have to offer. Okay? It doesn't have to be your big mega core service. It has to be something that you can show them that, look, this is what I can do for you, and this is the kind of results you'll get. So the problem is most consultants try to sell their core service to a brand new lead. Right? So I think that's where quite a lot of you guys are going wrong. You're trying to sell your core service straight off the bat to a brand new lead, right? So you've got to basically use this foot in the door strategy to get yourself in to be able to convert that prospect into a client. Okay, so foot in the door checklist. The reason why we use the foot in the door strategy, okay, and this is being recorded, so I'll put the recording up for you guys tomorrow, so you can go over this and review it. And for those of you watching the recordings, thank you very much, and definitely go out and do this. Right, you've got nothing to lose. So, foot in the door checklist. It has to be your offer has to be a low barrier to entry. Okay. It has to be easy to understand for the prospect, and it seamlessly has to lead them to your core offering. So don't automatically offer your core services up front. Okay, you need a foot in the door strategy. Okay, or foot in the door offer. Right, this is what I've always said to you guys. Once you do this, it's so easy. You can probably convert 100% of your prospects to become clients. Right, because they'll all experience working with you. It's also got a high perceived value. Okay, the foot in the door offer, right? And this what it does, it creates a positive first transaction. So the first time you transact with that prospect, whether it's paid or unpaid, it creates a positive first transaction, okay, and puts you in a position to be able to convert that into selling your core service or your core offering to that prospect who's now a client. Okay, so here's a case study I want to go through with you guys, right? This is something that I just literally did last week. So I put up a free post on social media asking people if they needed introductions to corporate decision makers on LinkedIn, and to say yes, okay, and in the comment box. This is free, guys. I'm not using any Facebook ads. I've never used Facebook ads, to be honest with you, for business. For social media, you can do so many cool things with social media, and the people are out there. The post got me over 50 leads, right? Over 50 comments. I think it was 37, 58, and then I've got 5 on my LinkedIn, so about 65 really, but over 50 leads at least. I've got 50 leads from just posting on social media, from people who need introductions to corporate decision makers on LinkedIn, right? And here's what I did. I sent them a follow-up with instructions using this script. So when they commented yes, I said check your messages. I went in, I posted a message. I put a message in their inbox and I said, look, thanks for requesting more info. I'm relaunching my link to introduce the service. I need some new case studies. I want you to send me your top 5 companies on LinkedIn. So they're actually doing all the research, all the groundwork. I'm not doing anything. Okay. And the top 5 companies on LinkedIn you would like to partner with alongside your pitch, and we will attempt to get you an introduction. If we are successful, then we can discuss a longer paid campaign, right? Basically, I'm not doing nothing. They have to, if they want me to, if they want me and my team to do this for them and go out and get them their top 5 decision makers on LinkedIn, that they give me that list, okay, and I get them an introduction at least out of the 5. If I get them 5 out of 5, it's great. If I get them 1 out of 5, they're still an introduction, right? Then we can discuss a longer paid campaign. This is, I'm using it. I'm saying, look, I'm reintroducing my service, relaunching my service. I need some more case studies. I'm willing to do this for basically for free for a case study, but I'm only going to do 5. Right, I'm only going to contact 5, or we're going to do outreach on 5. You pick the 5, we'll do that for you. And if we're successful, then if you want us to do more, which obviously is the Dream 100, right? It'll be like, okay, now give us your Dream 100 list, and we'll go out there and we'll get as many of those as we can for you. The cost is going to be bang 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 5 grand, or bang 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 10 grand, okay? And it's money back guarantee. If we don't get one, if you don't get a single one, you get your money back. What's one worth to you, right? So when we do this and we get one introduction from the 5, for example, I should have probably done top 10, but I'm quite confident I can get 1 out of 5. But you might want to do top 10, okay? Because it's easier to get 1 out of 10 than 1 out of 5, because obviously, I've been doing this for a long time. And then when we get them the introduction, before we even set it up, we can say to them, look, what's that one introduction worth to you? If they say to you, well, that one introduction is worth about 10 grand because our programs are packaged 10 grand, then I'll say, that's fine. Now, give me a list of your Dream 100, and it's going to cost you 10 grand. If you get 1, it covers it. If you get 2, hey, you made 10 grand. Yeah, so this is basically what I'm using right now, okay, for the link to introduce the service. But I'm doing it for case studies, but then I will be upselling them to a 5 or 10 grand package. Okay, so this is something that you guys can easily use, the foot in the door strategy, and basically you should be out there doing this consistently, right? Consistently on a week by week basis, man. On a week by week basis, you should be doing this, right? Regardless whether someone says no or someone says yes. It's a numbers game, but you should be doing it consistently, okay, regardless. Okay, so look, I'll show you exactly how I've done this. So my social media post, here it is. This is on my personal page. It says, if you need introductions to corporate decision makers on LinkedIn, say yes. So I had 37 people say yes. So basically 37 leads, right, from that. And then I've done it in my group on my page. and I've got 21 from that. So what's that? 40. That's 58 just from that, and then I've got another 5 or 6 from LinkedIn. So we're over 65 at least leads. Okay, so this is how you can generate leads all day long, right? And there's not many people doing this. If you specifically say introductions, corporate decision makers on LinkedIn, there's not many people doing this on LinkedIn. They'll say, yeah, we can find you a list, or we can blast you, or we can do this, we can generate leads for you, but no one's specifically saying on LinkedIn. And then I'm saying to them, once I get those leads, I message them. I say, check your messages. And then I say, look, thank you for requesting more info. I'm relaunching my LinkedIn producer service and need some new case studies. I want you to send me your top 5 companies on LinkedIn, so they do all the work, you would like to sell to or partner with alongside your pitch, and we will attempt to get you an introduction. If we are successful, then we can discuss a longer paid campaign, right? Warmly, Sahel. And these are the sort of replies I'm getting. Hi Sahel, my pleasure. I want to respond to your message to let you know I've received it. I will have what you requested first thing this week. Sounds good. Appreciate the opportunity to be one of your successful case studies. Right? So just copy this, guys. Seriously, copy this and do it, because this will get your foot in the door. Okay, and you can even do it for joint ventures if you want to do brokering. All you do is change the script. You say to people, well, I'm willing to give you results in advance and get you your first joint venture deal with for no cost up front, and we basically split the sales or the results 50-50. And after that, if you're happy, we can discuss moving more towards a longer paid campaign, right? So you can do this for joint ventures as well. And I've already got it in the training. It's called the results in advance strategy. And you guys should be really doing this every single week. Every single week, man. If you want to make big bucks, if you want to do the 6 and 7 figures and the 8 figures, this is what you guys should be doing consistently, week in, week out. This is what I was doing, week in, week out, right? Week in, week out, week in, week out, right? So this is what it takes, guys. You've got to be doing this week in, week out. All it is just, listen, you can sit in your pajamas, you can sit in your boxer shorts, you can sit on the beach and bang this out, because all you need is a laptop, right? It doesn't require you getting on the phone at all. No phone calls involved, no selling on the phone, right? It's just messages. That's all it is. So you guys should be doing this consistently, seriously, week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out. And you will get results. Trust me, you will get people who will become your clients, and they'll pay you 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, 25 grand. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day about funnels. I mean, these guys are charging 25, 50 grand a funnel, you know? And if you're getting them clients on LinkedIn that they're making 15, 25, 30, 40, 50 grand per client, why can't you charge 50 grand? Why can't you charge 25 grand? Call yourself an agency. Disguise yourself. Say, me and my team, we run a LinkedIn lead agency, and this is what we do. Yeah? Or JV brokering, or joint venture deal making agencies, or a partnership agency. Make yourself sound a bit bigger than you actually are. So it's not you, it's you and your team. Yeah? So I always go in that it's not me, it's me and my team will have a look at it, or my team will get back to you. Okay, so this is basically what I'm showing you guys. Use it. Go out and do it week in, week out, consistently. Right, guys. So this week we've got. I hope you've found that training interesting, first of all, and please go out and do it. And I'd love to hear your results in the group in terms of what kind of responses you're getting. No, we don't have any challenges this week from anyone in the group, but let's shoot straight to a Q&A. You can ask me any questions about the foot in the door strategy training, the results in advance strategy that I've already covered in the original training, or if you have any questions for me or any challenges, please put it in the chat box, and I'm always there to help you guys. Yes. Yeah, Murray says, then use the JV introducer tactics to implement this. Perfect. Yeah. I've got the case studies. If you just type in JV introducer case study into the search box, you'll see the recording for that. You'll see the training I did on that, and it's very, very, very simple. Yeah. and just use the JV introducer training for that. If you want to flip it and do JVs, you can change the script slightly and just say, look, as a case study, I'm relaunching my service or we're updating our service, and what we like to do is that it's in the group. It's in the group that case study. We'd like to offer you the opportunity to to work on one joint venture deal. From that, if we get you any results, we'd be happy to discuss, working with you or through a longer paid campaign. You can even say to them, if we get you one JV deal, and we'd be happy to split that with you on the first project or the first deal. We'd be happy to split that, but moving forward, we'll discuss more about how a longer paid campaign for partnering or partnerships can work. Yeah. So definitely do this, guys. Go out there and do what I'm doing. I'm semi-retired, guys, but I'm still doing this consistently because I enjoy doing it, and it's just so easy. It is so easy. It's just unbelievably easy to get the results and get the leads and get the term prospects for clients. But I do it consistently because number one, I enjoy doing it, but number two, I do it for you guys. I do it to show you guys what's working and what's not working, or what works, and what works to get the results. Okay, so um, you know that's for you guys really at the end of the day to just go out there and copy it. Just copy it and see where you go with that. Okay, guys, any more questions? Let me know if you have any more questions for me, any more challenges, any more questions. Please put it in the chat box. But like I said, guys, consistently, you need to be doing things on a week by week basis. And if something isn't working, you need to tweak it or drop it and create something else. So Eric says, yes, way simpler than I was making it. I'm working with Rapid Crush. Rapid Crush, who's that? That sounds very familiar, Rapid Crush. A webinar agency with 30K plus services. I've got an agreement of 20%. Oh, good, good. Trying to find clients who are interested in webinars. Genius webinar. What's his name? Yeah, Jason. Yeah, Jason. I knew Jason. Yeah, Joe. I knew Jason before he became famous. I knew him when he was a young kid. When we first started, probably 15, 20 years ago in this industry, he was a young kid on the speaking circuit with me, and yeah, he's done really well. Changed his image, teamed up with Joe. He's done very well. But yeah, I probably got one of his really early speaker presentations somewhere on a hard drive when we both spoke at an event probably like 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, I knew him when he was a kid. I don't know how old he is now, but I knew him probably about 15, 20 years ago. When he was just a kid, you didn't know who he was. He was a college kid, and he was doing some really cool stuff with on the internet. But yeah, he's done really well, really, really well. Yeah, they're good. They're a good group of guys, especially Joe as well. Joe Polish. So yes, trying to find clients who are interested in webinars, but it's been on this. Yeah, see, that's the problem because webinars, okay, it's just been so overused in the IM industry. Whereas Russell Brunson is the only one who's made funnels cool outside of the internet marketing industry. So no one's really taken webinars outside of the IM industry yet. Russell Brunson's the only one who's taken internet marketing, but funnels specifically, into the outside of the IM industry. He's done some really cool things with who's that guy? What is that guy's name? Who does that show, the entrepreneur show on TV? What's his name now? But yeah, Russell Brunson. I think he's the only one I know that's done well outside of the IM industry. Yeah, it's a difficult one that is because webinars. I think a good suggestion might be go to existing people who have webinars already who want to make their webinars even better. So that might be an interesting one. Say, look, you guys are doing a webinar. Would you like to do 50% better or 100% better? Because those people are already invested and they're making money from webinars. They could be an interesting proposition. So I think that could be an interesting one. But yeah, the IM industry, it's difficult sometimes because unless you have a list, or you can get access to someone's list, then you do a mailing and you get, you get people. So that's how the IM industry works. I'm afraid it just works through mail, through email marketing, because all these internet marketers have big lists, and then you've got to get into people. Yeah, marketing. That's what it is. Marketing incest, really. And I'll tell you a funny story. Um, Many years ago, when I was really, really, really on how should I say? I was at the pinnacle of my JV brokering career. Okay, working with all the gurus. My best friends, who became really good friends, Mike Phil, and I used to hang out with him at his office in New Jersey, quite a lot when I used to go to New York. And there was something called the syndicate. And the syndicate was basically people like Frank Kern, I think it was Mike Phil, and there's some other dudes, but really well-known guys. But they used to, I think the other guy who does the product launches, Jeff, got his name now. Um, they used to market to each other's lists. They used to have scheduled launches, and they used to just yeah, Jeff Walker. They used to basically market to. And I remember once I was in Mike's office, and they were having a conference call, and I sat in on that, and it was like Frank Cohen was there. Frank Cohen was on the call. Jeff Walker, but we basically had the gurus of the gurus all on this call talking about the next launch that they were going to do, and they called themselves the Syndicate. So it was quite interesting to see how powerful it gets at the top end of the scale. But yeah, that's the thing with marketing. Internet marketing, it's done via internet marketing. So when you're promoting webinars to people who want to do webinars, you have to use people's lists, I'm afraid, and that's the way to do. That's the only way, because it's webinars aren't that big outside the iron space. But yeah, we'll have a look at that. We'll see who else has. I mean, there's a couple of people who might have lists that you could probably market to. I'll see if I can. The problem is that the people I know, they're probably already marketing Jason's and Joe's stuff to their list anyway. That's another issue. Because back in those days, when you were a JV broker, they only had one or two JV brokers promoting their stuff, so you were exclusive. You would go to a guru and sign them up as an affiliate under your link, but you'd only be one or two or three uh, appointed people who'd be working that product. So that's the way it used to be back in the days. Okay, guys. Anyway, give me some. Let me know if you've got any more questions for me, any more challenges, and let's have some more. I'm here to help, so let me know if I can help you. Otherwise, we'll probably just end up finishing the call, and I'll get it all wrapped up, and then I'll get it to I'll get it uploaded tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Keep it simple. Murray, did you have a question for me? JV intro stuff. What's the JV? Oh yes, it's in the group. Go into the actually go into the group, into the Facebook group. Type in JV introduce a case study into the search box, and it'll come up. And you actually see that I did a training on that in one of the mastermind calls, and I documented it step by step how it works. I even got the scripts in there as well and screenshots. I was just looking at it actually today, so it's in there. Any problems, let me know. Just shoot me a message on Facebook, and I think I sent Stuart a link to it the other day. But yeah, let me know if you can't find it. Just give me a shout. All right, guys. Let me know if you've got any more questions. If not, we'll wrap up for today. Don't forget, guys, the Jamie introduced stuff, right? It's really easy stuff. It's stuff that you can do in your pajamas from home on your laptop. So if you really want to niche it, find a niche and then say, look, I can get you leads or I can get you introductions in this space for this thing, you know? And people will pay you $5,000. People will pay you $5,000 a pop, okay? And then just say to them, well, I'm only taking on 2 clients this month, so I've only got 2 spots. So one's already taken, and I've got 1 left. So just do that if you want. You can do if you close 1 client a week on that, even if you're just doing $5,000, it's still $20,000, still $250,000 a year. for doing what? A couple of hours of work a week, and then you get really good at it, and then you get really good at using LinkedIn, and then go out there and just do more campaigns. All right, guys. Great. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'll get the recording up for everyone else. And if you're watching the recording, give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Any problems, issues, anything, any issues you come across implementing this training, I'm just one Facebook message away. Okay, yeah, or email. Just reach out to me, and I'll help you as much as I can. All right, guys. Take care wherever you are in the world. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Take care.